Bernard Shaw, a journalist who left network TV in 1980 for the uncertainty of anchoring at the first 24-hour cable news network, CNN, and whose steady under-missile fire coverage from Baghdad during the Persian Gulf War helped elevate the outlet to global prominence, died September 7 at a Washington A. He was 82. The cause was pneumonia, his family said in a statement. With his unflappable demeanor and somber intonation, his heroes were broadcasters Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite. Mr. Shaw was credited with bringing professional polish to an experiment initially laughed off as the Chicken Noodle Network for challenging the big three networks for newsdom. A one-time Marine who got his professional start in Chicago News Radio, he joined CNN after covering Washington for CBS and reporting for ABC from Latin America, where he was one of the first journalists on the ground following the 1978 Jonestown massacre in Guyana. Restless for an anchor job, Mr. Shaw took his chances at CNN. Atlanta business and sports mogul Ted Turner, the network's founder, had gambled on round-the-clock coverage of global events at a time when the major networks offered half-hour evening newscasts and audience appetite for constant news updates was untested. The job seemed risky at best when Mr. Shaw took a salary cut to sign on as a Washington-based anchor. But over the next 21 years, he became vital to CNN's credibility and the reputation it cultivated for breaking news. He was also one of the most prominent black journalists on TV before relinquishing the anchor seat in 2001. In 1978, Max Robinson joined ABC, becoming the first African-American co-anchor of a major network news broadcast. Mr. Shaw's tenure was not without controversy. As moderator of a 1988 presidential debate, he provocatively asked Democratic candidate Michael S. Dukakis, the Massachusetts governor, if he would favor capital punishment for the killer if his wife, Kitty Dukakis, were raped and murdered. Dukakis's dispassionate response to the hypothetical, flatly restating his opposition to the death penalty, was said to have been a factor in his defeat to his Republican rival, Vice President George H.W. Bush. Mr. Shaw acknowledged that some viewers and even fellow journalists thought the question ghoulish and tasteless. Kitty Dukakis called it inappropriate and outrageous. But he was unruffled, insisting politicians deserve tough questions. I realized that in asking that kind of question, that it would arouse emotions, but I meant the question to Dukakis to be a stethoscope to find out what he was feeling on this issue, he told the Washington Post at the time. Bush had been beating Dukakis severely about the head and shoulders, charging he was soft on crime. Many voters perceive seeing and hearing Dukakis but not feeling him. I asked that question to see if there was feeling. In 1989, Mr.